What's up, it's Soul, and today we are here once again in Crusader Kings 3, this time for the Coronations release, which comes out today, September 9th, or at the time of this recording, it's September 8th, but you know, I'm just saying it today because it's easier for the sake of video editing. I have not had a ton of time to play Crusader Kings 3 at all. Normally what I would do when our DLC comes out is I would basically talk about my experience with it and how I've messed around with it and blah, 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 you know how it goes. Unfortunately, I've not been able to do that because I've been moving and a bunch of other life stuff has happened, which I've talked a little bit about on the channel. So today, what I'm going to do is we're going to do it live. We are going to simply just do it in the moment, and we're going to make, unfortunately, Frederick Barbarossa is going to have to be my guinea pig here, because I'm going to be killing him, and we're going to try and go through the coronation as his son, his heir, Prince Heinrich of the Holy Roman Empire, who is only 13 years old, so this should be interesting. We're just going to see how this goes. I believe in the events, obviously you're going to see coronation down here, a new type of event. Apparently there's new types of feasts as well. If I want to say, there might just be different feast events then. It might not be different types of feasts, different feast events. We'll have to see. I'm going to jump ahead though to where we get to a point maybe where, or you know what, let's just kill him. Let's just see what happens. Let's slay him. He just randomly died. We continue as Kaiser Heinrich. We're now the head of the dynasty. I have no betrothed. This guy looks pretty strong. Let's do that, sure. I think what would be ideal, grant vassals rightful lieges. We have not held a coronation. And we have an election, it's Confederate partition, blah, blah, blah. We all know that. We have no council, so let's just set this up really fast. Perfect. Okay, so a couple people don't love me. Actually, pretty much none of them like him very much, which is unideal. It's not exactly what you would want, but I'm sure it's fine. I cannot imagine how that would go bad for me. Nominate a successor. Let's just say my player and my brother, my older or my youngest brother. I have a decent army, so I don't suppose that I'm going to have anybody coming after me. I can't wear this crown yet because I haven't done a coronation. I'm still trying to figure out my new desk setup. Looking at the screen right now makes me want to vomit. So that's a fun fact for you. Let's just do rightful rulers because that seems like it might help my legitimacy here. And I think if we look at coronation, we have to be. They will harm the magnificence. We have no factions. Apparently we can do a coronation at 13. So, as well as meet the peers. Obviously two very important things. So let's just check out a coronation. There's a unique one that emperors get that kings don't, which is why I wanted to do the coronation as the emperor and not the king. Because you'll probably see the king one more often and the emperor one might be interesting. I don't know, I kind of want to see this one instead. So let's see, let's invite the great and powerful of the realm to witness your ascension to the throne. This will be forged the foundations for a long and successful rule. And anticipated rewards from hosting the coronation event, crowned sovereign or anointed sovereign. While the coronations exist, factions cannot press demands, opinions, prestige, legitimacy are all on the table to get rewards. And we can get an oath decision, which a decision is a special action that a character can take at their leisure. Each decision has its own set of effects, which can range from minor character changes to empire-shaking impacts. Decisions that move a character. Okay, so it's just telling you what a decision is. Costs 409 gold. We have to have imperial. Oh, we have to be faithful. We have to have faithful. Well, we're gonna have to do a little pilgrimage first. Okay, which I think it just literally, no, that's the wrong one. It's like 500. Let's do a pilgrimage. And can I do that yet? I'm a child. I have to wait. Actually, you know what? I don't even need to wait. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm literally on debug mode so that we can satisfy the requirements. Let's just give ourselves. So I made myself a devoted servant. It's fine. It literally doesn't matter. We're trying to see the decision right. So let's go back to coronation. Because I can't do a pilgrimage because I'm a child. We prove our legitimacy beyond doubt, gain piety, fervor in the favor of zealous vassals, swear an oath and pledge the course of your reign, gain opinion with vassals, gain opinion with rulers, and must be held in the holy site of your faith. Let's actually see what our character looks like here, because I have not looked at him at all, and I don't even know what his traits are. He is brave, he's honest, and he's patient. Actually pretty, I mean, those are all good. Those are what you would want in a ruler, so I think that's fine. It has to be held in the Vatican. Get mountain forters, or mountain guides, blah, 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 forters. Forters will make it better, so we won't be like getting attacked along the way. And then there's a couple different options. It looks like there's impress attendees, which you shall be the very image of sovereignty, earning legitimacy, cultural acceptance, and magnificence. You can embrace your supporters, you can weaken your detractors, or you can exalt the crown. Embrace supporters, your regime will be built by the loyal, collaborating to gain prestige. Weaken detractors, we don't have any detractors, so we're not gonna worry about that. This will basically help get rid of factions. Exalt the crown, reverence for your mandate. Allows coronation sites, artifacts, and oaths will lasting benefits like renown. He's holding the crown that we have. We can impress attendees. I think we'll do the exalt the crown because we don't have any factions and I kind of want to see what this one does. So let's do that one. The head of faith is going to be there. The Pope, time-honored finery. We're going to get a really nice splendor out of this bad boy. Amidst hallowed relics and glittering jewels suffused with beatious music, there shall be all of my kin, my vassals, and prestigious guests from afar. Increased magnificence. With magnificence of a coronation determines the outcome of the activity. A higher magnificence score leads to a better outcome for the host. Magnificence can also be gained through intense activities, options, and events in the activity. Supporters and detractors may affect the value as well. Oh, he hasn't approved the anointment. Oh my goodness. Let us see. Request anointment. We have to use our piety. Oh my goodness, we're gonna have to get more piety. Or we can send him gold and piety. Good God. I've considered your request and decided you are worthy of my blessing, the most sacred mark of God's favor for the faithful. Okay, so to get an anointment, you have to ask the Pope. Interesting. Okay, now let's do all that stuff I just did again, which I love to do. As you know, it's my favorite. I don't have enough money for the last one to increase my magnificence a lot. That's fine. We're just gonna impress no, we're gonna exalt the crown. We got everything on here. The Pope is pleased that I asked to be anointed. Very strange. And we're just gonna start the coronation up. So we're heading on down. We're going to the coronation. I'm a little guy walking down, having fun. And I am sorry that I didn't play this more in the background to get an impression of it, but figured it'd be fun. Visited St. John Baptistery. Beautiful, love it. I actually have never read this before, but we're not gonna read that. That's not the point of the video. I usually do that, but you know, we're not gonna be distracted. I have arrived at Vaticano for the coronation. Soon I shall sit on the throne of Charlemagne, wear the crown of Otto, and speak with the voice of Augustus. The electors have already chosen their Kaiser. Now it is time for all others to follow suit. Oh, this is interesting for the Holy Roman Empire specific one. While I already reign, it is time for the coronation. Thou shalt mark me a true Kaiser, and I am ready. So we have here a bunch of the dukes of the various Holy Roman Empire. My mother, who is apparently dying. And we have something interesting here on the right. If you look, if I can move this, I can't. So we have our major supporters who are offering support. They're advocating divine, offering support. This wants to disrupt the loyalist. Major detractors. The Pope apparently is a detractor. He's the one anointing me. Not great. Guests have come from near, from far, out of loyalty or curiosity. The crowd swells with faces marked by expectation, calculation, and in some cases, the faintest warmth. I raise my voice just enough to settle the attendees and welcome them to my coronation. Welcome, one and all. It is an extraordinary pleasure to see my fellow rulers, King Bela of Hungary, King Alphonse of Aragon, and Pope Alexander of the Papacy. They will look marvelous during my coronation, standing in the back, witnesses to my ascension. For there are many jeweled crowns on God's good earth, but there is only one true Kaiser. These sovereigns' presence is both a blessing and opportunity that my regal worthiness will be displayed from the first day of my rule to the last. They will all be beneath me. Oh my God. Welcome, my fellows. I don't think I should start. I mean, this is funny, though. I'm not going to play as him. But let's just welcome my fellows. Kaiser Heinrich! Duke Ludwig approaches me with open arms. The brightness of the day makes drops of sweat fall down his forehead. Your most loyal and your most faithful vassals, we stand here in your honor and to lend you our aid, whatever may come. I will not listen to sycophants. It is my pleasure to see you. My magnificence increases slightly because I wasn't a dick. That's really funny. May God shower you with blessings on this fortunate day, Kaiser Heinrich. Pope Alexander bows his head, folding his arms. I would like to commemorate this occasion with a blessing upon your most beloved Reichskron, which would be the crown, of course, that we wear. May God protect it, which will give us different bonuses to the Reichskron. Oh, okay, this is interesting. My guests would love to see it. I would say may God protect it. May God protect it. Kaiser Heinrich! I don't know why I'm doing this thing. Kaiser Heinrich. Duke Conrad approaches me with open arms. The brightness of the day makes... Oh, I see. I ask you to pay attention to the people of Nordgau, for their well-being is of most importance to me. I will not listen to sycophants. Yeah, we'll advocate their domain. We have almost a respectable coronation. Excuse my boldness, Duke Bedrick bows so low that it looks like he's about to break in two. He looks at me timidly as a blackbird interrupts him by dancing between his feet. What a farce, he mocked me, brandishing his weapon. All know it, a Kaiser surrounded by enemies, a Kaiser scorned by his guests. I spit on your rule, I spit on those who bow, I spit on this coronation. Silence, cur. Silence or death. I'm gonna tell him silence or death. I'm gonna say that. While the great hall echoes with the bustling preparation, Alexander, my pope, approaches me with a collection of worn hymnals tucked under his arm. Your Majesty, he says with quiet pride, the choir awaits your guidance. Shall their voices rise to proclaim your divine right in the splendor of the Holy Roman Empire? I picture the coming ceremony, every note lifting the realm higher in the eyes of the audience. Make it a warning to the enemies of my house. Let the hymn call for peace and unity. Sing of my glory. Let's do this one. So now we're in the middle. Have you heard the news regarding our dear Kaiser Heinrich? Margrave Otto can scarcely contain his joy when talking to Baron Folkmar. It is said by his own regent, Count Conrad, that he can barely stay awake during council meetings. How is he expected to rule this realm when he can't even rule himself? Oh, I can make him stop being a detractor if I just give him money. I mean, I'm going to do that. My lord, Pope Alexander greets me with an obsequious bow. I hear the bells tolling. Please allow us to pray for God to bless your reign and make it long and prosperous. It is my pleasure to assent to God, of course. Of course. Easy. Now we have a respectable coronation already. Good Kaiser! I turn around to find Count Albrecht next to a nervous man. You know that I cherish you, and it would bring me great joy to help you. Here I offer you the first and best of my men, Wilhelm, my well-accomplished marshal. May this serve as the start of the friendship between our houses. Ah. I know exactly what he should do. He's now my master of the horse, but is he good? Heavy is the crown. In the hush before my coronation, functionaries unveil the Reichskrown. Its sheen sings of the triumphs of my forebears. I recall my father, Kaiser Frederick, whose majesty of diplomacy shaped my blood. Okay, so too shall my own reign be marked by feasts of something diplomacy, apparently. My deeds in turn will imbue the Reichskrown, and so shall it sing new songs on a trusted theme. The artifact honors Frederick's legacy. Oh, okay. Gains monthly diplomacy lifestyle XP. Or, I like this one. Yeah, diplomacy. That's cool. And now the coronation begins, which this is a lovely image. I like this for the event. All preparations are complete. The great ceremonial assembly now awaits in St. Peter's Basilica, the home of Christ's chief vicar. To cheers and exultation, my procession parts the city's thronging crowd. My finest knights ride before me, my imperial household behind. City folk teem forth for a glimpse of the soon-to-be Kaiser. Atop their parents' shoulders amidst the multitude, Italian children grin. The greatest of moments draws near. Incense hangs in the air as my imperial procession stems into the cathedral, or streams. The nobility part for the coming forth of the clergy, their voices raised as one in sacred prayer. Now the rite of the bishop's petition, while Pope Alexander III watches keenly on. I am an uncertain figure to these clerics, and they delve their customary requests with true interest. Will you safeguard the faithful as their Kaiser? Will you preserve the rights and privileges of God's clergy? I shall defend Christ's holy church. The vassals of the Holy Roman Empire come forth to give their allegiance, one after another raising open palm, one after another bending to kiss of fealty. But my vassals neglect the gesture of respect. Some hisses Heinrich, God's wound, and disturb the proper words. Duke Bedrick glares poison into my eyes during his oath-giving. Margrave Otto dares to bear a weapon in my presence and hardly whispers, "Behold, traitors, your Kaiser's might." Whoa. What the hell? Oh, they hate me. Oh, I mean, if I was stronger, you could fight them. That's really cool, but I'm a child, so I'm going to save this. The senior figures among Vaticano's city folk are the next to shuffle forward, representing my common Holy Roman subjects in absentia. Of my great power and authority, the bishop warns these stooped elders and asks for their symbolic assent to my becoming a rightful Kaiser. As they voice the customary words, another sound meets my ears. Beyond the church, the waiting crowds are singing Kyrie eleison on my behalf. In one great rolling voice, hundreds of souls offer prayer for mine, which this is, Lord have mercy on me, as a Christian prayer of the multifarious uses. It is sung at coronations, the inaugurations of popes. It is used by Byzantine forces as a battle cry as well. I am honored. I have gained legitimacy and popular opinion. I am getting anointed. The final sacral moment draws near, but first the ordaining with holy oil, the mark of Pope Alexander III's acceptance, not only of myself as ruler of the Holy Roman Empire, but as among the high members of Christ's elect. Pope Alexander, intercessor of the Catholics, marks me with the pungent golden oil. On my outstretched hands, my head, my breast, my shoulders, and the bends of my arms, this anointment given unto prophets, priests, and monarchs. My skin shines with the very approval of God. What Catholic could deny me now? I gained supreme anointment for 10 years. I wanted to read it, but it went away. Oh, that's a lovely animation. Look at this. Oh, that's good. Forth come the imperial symbols. The glittering sword is girded to my hip. The scepter of sovereign authority taken up by my hand. My fingers wrap around the globus cruciger, which this is, a cross-bearing orb, typically of precious metal. It is held in the hand as an element of royal regalia and a symbol of the Savior's dominion over all the world. Oh, that's interesting. To my body come the armils, which is a pair of finely wrought ceremonial bracelets to be worn in the arms of the prelate or monarch. Armilis would be decorated with scenes such as the resurrection and crucifixion of Christ, and the pallium, the impressive mantle of a monarch, a kindred garment to the Greek imperial loros or the pallia worn by church officials. Interesting. The prayer rumbles on. Graced by imperial treasures, I kneel just this one final time for the Kaiser of the Holy Roman Empire. The Kaiser I am about to truly become. He bows only to God. The crown is placed atop my brow. And I adopt anointed sovereign reign, which gives you these bonuses. Everybody gets 5 opinion of me, and I gain... I got a medium, respectable coronation, which gives me legitimacy plus 50%. Okay, good. And I'm not wearing the crown. The assembly watch me, some with hope, some with doubt, all waiting for me to speak of my reign and swear to the future. I can hear the questions they don't speak. Will I be just? Will I be fair? Will I measure up to my father? I do not stand here as Kaiser to echo their expectations. I have come to choose my own path and a way forward for the Empire. Whatever the Holy Roman Empire becomes, whatever I become, it begins at this very moment. And there's a lot of options actually here. I can secure alliances. I can consolidate the Empire. I can ensure peace. I can purge pretenders. I can install claimants. I can provide for the poor. I can strengthen the house. I can expand the realm. There's a lot. This is really interesting. Okay. You have to have at least 5 alliances. That one would be really easy if you had like 5 kids. This one you need to have completely control your de jure borders within 20 years. This is good. This is interesting because it allows you basically to have a goal for your reign, which I think is something that has been kind of needed for subsequent playthroughs, like subsequent generations. Foster enlightenment. Greatest hunter. Finished at least 3 legendary hunts. I've never even done one. I think I've done one ever, like actually. Support my knights. Oh, need to unlock 3. Interesting. Need to win at least 3 claimant wars. This is really cool. Construct 3 benevolent ministries. Oh, it's an almshouse. I see. I would say consolidate the empire because you're pretty close to it. The ceremony has passed, the crown rests where it was meant to. I rise once more, not to command, but to offer what comes next. My friends, the rites are complete. Let the tables be filled, let the cups be raised, and let this hall remember joy as well as duty. It earns a murmur of approval, maybe even something close to warmth. For now, at least, everyone has something in front of them other than me. With that aside, it's time to celebrate. And it looks like now you're at the feasting part. Which this must be where the 8 different feast events come from, because I think it said there's 8 different ones, right? After copious amounts of food and drink have been consumed, I find my rival and vassal, Prince Archbishop Votek, in the middle of a loud conversation. He turns to me as soon as he notices my presence. Your mere presence fouls this evening. You are nothing but a loathsome spawn of hell. I'm gonna try and fight him. You got beaten up by a child. My lord, King Bela greets me with an obsequious bow. He widens his stance as a raven interrupts him by dancing between his feet. It would be our great joy to receive some of that prestige that comes with being your vassal. It is my pleasure to assent. And now it is a grand coronation, which gives a lot of bonuses. What kind of meat is this? So rich in flavor. This is I think life affirmed. Yeah, life reaffirmed. The halls echo with laughter of my rival and vassal Duke Bederick with his taunts and insults. When he calls me a vile knave, I draw my blade. I come back to my senses as he leans down over me, boot on my chest. He hisses in my ear. I want to hear you beg for mercy. I would never yield to the likes of you. And I got wounded, but he just wounded the Emperor, which is crazy. With practice ceremony, the Preceptive Podesta of Coma presents himself to me, bearing a jewel-encrusted coffer in hand. Lotaro addresses the hall. Your Grace, accept this token of goodwill from my grand city. May it symbolize a lasting bond between your people and mine. And so you become a tributary of the crown, yes? The hall falls silent. My guests wait with bated breath for me to speak. I lower my goblet and let my gaze drift to my cold-hearted vassal and rival, Wojtek, and my equally wary, abhorrent rival and vassal, Bedrick. Do I lavish them in honeyed praise that pays on their pride, or propose a poisoned toast that reminds them exactly who holds power here? Or I could have more Rumney instead. Kaiser's intent. I have worked tirelessly to promote the glory, to foster the grandness of my coronation. The guests are flushed with the inspiration of what they have witnessed here. Radiant admiration. It was a fitting start for my reign as a Kaiser. I stayed true to my belief that the glory of the crown is all. The trials I have faced in this place, the petty infighting, passing troubles, but the Holy Roman Empire shall persist. I have imparted this great belief unto my guests, and their faith in the realm has grown. But to what end goes all this exaltation? This will give you a development modifier. This will give you a defense modifier, and this will give you a... Your artifacts get a positive. Let's do a development modifier. The common people must be inspired too. 4 of my counties. That's crazy. Magnificent coronation is finished. The guests depart, all deeply moved by the ceremonies. My reign begins. We have a consolidate the empire as our oath. You got anointed sovereign, exalted coronation for 20 years, which that gives you a lot of bonuses to prestige and piety. It looks like we gained an absolute ton of prestige. 4,000 apparently. Gained 1,000 legitimacy. We're now ordained. Insane. My reign begins. Finish the coronation. That is legitimately an insane amount of prestige. I can vassalize this person. I'm gonna do low. Which, let's actually look. Let's look at the de jure title, because I'm curious to see what would happen. Yeah, so I'm gonna take these the de jure domains just with the console, just because I want to see what happens when you fulfill an intent, and then we'll have some thoughts. I think this is pretty neat though. I'm honestly pretty impressed, I have to say, with just how much it plays into basically your ability to like have a more of an idea of what you want to do with your playthrough, which I think is super good, especially when you make, like, when you go on to a new character after your old one dies. It can kind of feel like you're a little bit lost when you're playing that character, so I kind of like this. All right, I've returned home. I visited the Palace of Aachen, was chosen by Charlemagne to be the center of the power of the Carolingian Empire. It serves as both political and religious purposes. It is still an excellent place for hosting important gatherings. I can consolidate the realm. The borders of the Holy Roman Empire are immutable, and I will punish anyone who dares trespass upon the lands that are rightfully mine. We get consolidated realm, and you get upheld your oath, which increases a lot of things. I have upheld my oath. My work is done exactly as I said it would be. I heard the scorn of my detractors, their certainty I would fail when I swore my oath, but I proved them wrong. The voices of their doubters have changed, and they now grant me the honor it's kind of got like the Legends thing going on. They now grant me the honor they once thought beyond my reach. A new day is upon us, and is stronger than the Holy Roman Empire. And the stronger the Holy Roman Empire stands ready to meet it. It was weirdly to read it. Got lost stress, gained some legitimacy, blah, blah, blah. It looks like that's it, actually. It doesn't look like you get any like special building or anything, which would be cool if you did. Anyway, that was pretty cool. I mean, as far as like a first impression goes, it's just a Coronation pack. I think they're like $5.99. Usually event packs are about that much. I'm not sure if they've been raised or lowered or what, but I'm happy to see that it's in the game now. I think it satisfies the mechanic really well, and not only that, I think that it adds enough extra intent for you as a player that it's worth it to get it, because it's a lot like having the Royal Court. Like, it just adds more to it. I think that having the intent is cool. I mean, I don't think it's something that you have to have necessarily right away. Like, if you were going to ask me a DLC that you should buy and you didn't have it, I would be like, well, no, it's not that important. It doesn't seem to be anyway. But it's still pretty cool. So that's pretty much my impression of it, is that it's cool. I won't say that I'm blown away by it. I mean, All Under Heaven is about to come out, so I'm sure I'm going to be blown away by that, and I will take a lot more time with that. But I thank you for your patience. I know this video wasn't how I typically do them, but I hope that you still enjoyed it. And that's going to be it for me. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will happily see you in the next one. Enjoy Coronations.